You're listening to Full Circle Weekly News. These articles are compiled by Eric the Unready, and I'm your host, Moss Bliss. This is episode 437, covering week 43, October 20th to 26th, 2025. The first standalone release of the Servo browser engine written in Rust is available. Until now, the project has only produced nightly builds. The release notes only say that it is functionally identical to the October 19th nightly build, which has undergone additional manual testing. New releases are planned to be published monthly going forward. This release also marks the beginning of builds for Apple Mac OS systems based on ARM processors. Completed builds are available for Linux, Android, Mac OS, and Windows. The engine was originally developed by Mozilla, but later came under the auspices of the Linux Foundation. Servo is distinguished by its support for multi-threaded web page rendering, parallelization of the document object model operations, and the use of safe programming mechanisms provided by the Rust language. Servo was built from the ground up to support splitting DOM and rendering code into smaller subtasks that can be executed in parallel and more efficiently utilize multi-core CPUs. Firefox already integrates some part of Servo, such as the multi-threaded CSS engine and the web rendering system. The Servo Shell demo browser is being developed using Servo. Namjae John proposed including a new implementation of the NTFS file system, NTFS Plus, in the kernel. It is hoped that a higher quality and more maintainable NTFS driver will improve the compatibility of Linux systems with Windows devices and simplify the user experience. Currently, NTFS support in Linux is limited to the old NTFS driver, which was removed from the Linux kernel and only supported read-only storage, as well as the current NTFS 3 driver, which has numerous unresolved issues due to poor maintenance. Because of these issues, many users and distributions still continue to use the old NTFS-3G driver, which runs in user space. The NTFS Plus driver is based on the codebase of the classic NTFS driver, which was removed from the kernel. It has been rewritten, expanded with data writing capabilities, and significantly improved to support modern features such as the use of memory page folios instead of the buffer_head structure. The new driver implements lazy block allocation, achieving high write performance and reducing fragmentation. The IO map library is used for buffered read-write operations, direct I/O, extent mapping, and paged read-write operations. Super Tux Kart 1.5 has been released, a free racing game with a variety of karts, tracks, and features. The game code is distributed under the GPLv3 license. Binary builds are available for Linux, Android, Windows, and Mac OS. There are many new features which you can read about at the link in the show notes. The KDE Plasma 6.5 desktop environment has been released. To evaluate the new KDE releases, you can use builds from the KDE Neon and OpenSUSE projects, Argon based on OpenSUSE Leap, and Krypton based on OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. The key changes in KDE Plasma 6.5 can be found at the link in the show notes. Valkey 9.0, a fork of Redis, has been released. The fork was created after Redis 7.4 was converted to a proprietary license. With the release of Redis 8.0, the code was reverted to the open-source AGPLv3 license, but this did not impact the development of the Valkey project. Valkey is being developed on a neutral platform under the auspices of the Linux Foundation, with contributions from developers from companies such as Amazon, Google, Oracle, Ericsson, and Snap. The project's code is written in C and distributed under the BSD license. It runs on Linux, Mac OS, OpenBSD, NetBSD, and FreeBSD. The Valkey and Redis DBMSs provide functions for storing key/value data, expanded with support for structured data formats such as lists, hashes, and sets, as well as the ability to execute server-side handler scripts in Lua. The database is stored in memory and synchronized with the disk version or reflected in the disk change log, ensuring data integrity in the event of a crash. Transactions, publish, subscribe mode, increment, decrement commands, list and set operations, union, intersection, key renaming, master-slave replication, multiple selections, and sorting functions are supported. OpenWRT 24.10.4, a distribution designed for network devices such as routers, switches, and access points, has been released. OpenWRT supports 2,815 devices and offers a build system that simplifies cross-compilation and the creation of custom builds. These builds allow users to create ready-made firmware with the desired set of pre-installed packages optimized for specific tasks. Ready-to-use builds have been published for 39 target platforms. OpenBSD 7.8 has been released. In addition to the operating system itself, the OpenBSD project is known for its components, which have been widely adopted by other systems and have established themselves as some of the most secure and high-quality solutions. Among them are LibreSSL, OpenSSH, the PF packet filter, the OpenBGPD, and OpenOSPFD routing daemons, the OpenNTPD NTP server, the OpenSMTPD mail server, the TMUX test terminal multiplexer, the IdentD daemon with an implementation of the IDENT protocol, Mandoc, a BSDL alternative to the GNU Groff package, the Common Address Redundancy Protocol for organizing fault-tolerant systems, a lightweight HTTP server, and the OpenRSync file synchronization utility. Oracle has released a new branch of the MySQL 9.5.0 database management system. MySQL Community Server 9.5.0 builds are available for all major Linux distributions, FreeBSD, macOS, and Windows. In accordance with the release model introduced in 2023, MySQL 9.5 is assigned to the Innovation branch. Innovation branches are recommended for those who want early access to new functionality. They are published every 3 months and are supported only until the next major release. This winter, they plan to release LTS Release 9.6, recommended for deployments that require predictability and long-term stability. Following the LTS branch, a new Innovation branch, MySQL 10.0, will be released. Lossless Cut 3.66, a graphical interface for editing multimedia files without re-encoding, has been released. Lossless Cut's most popular feature is cropping and trimming video and audio, for example, to reduce the size of large files shot with an action camera or a drone camera. Lossless Cut allows you to select relevant sections of a file and discard unnecessary parts, preserving the original quality of the material without re-encoding. Since processing is performed by copying existing data rather than re-encoding, operations are very fast. Lossless Cut is written in JavaScript using the Electron platform and is an add-on to the FFmpeg package. Its developments are distributed on the GPLv2 license. Builds are available for Linux, macOS, and Windows. Without recoding, the program can also handle tasks such as attaching audio tracks or subtitles to videos, cutting out individual scenes from videos, saving fragments linked to tags/chapters separately, rearranging video sections, splitting audio and video into separate files, changing the media container type, saving individual video frames as images, creating thumbnails, exporting a fragment to a separate file, and changing metadata. Tools are available for detecting and automatically cutting out empty areas, as well as linking to scene changes. It's possible to merge fragments from different files, but the files must be encoded using the same codec and parameters. Editing individual sections is possible, selectively recoding only the data that changes, but preserving the rest of the untouched information in the original video. During editing, undo-redo is supported, and FFmpeg command logs can be displayed. The UUtils Core Utils 0.3.0 Rust Core Utils project, a development project for the GNU Core Utils package written in Rust, has been released. Core Utils includes over 100 utilities. The project's goal is to create a cross-platform alternative to Core Utils, capable of running on Windows, Redux, and Fuchsia platforms, among others. Rust Core Utils is included by default in Ubuntu 25.10 and is used in the Aaron OS and Apertis distributions. Unlike GNU Core Utils, the Rust implementation is distributed under the permissive MIT license rather than the copyleft GPL. The same team of developers is also developing Rust-based equivalents of the util-Linux, diffutils, fineutils, and ProCPS utility suites, as well as the SED and login programs. Qt Browser 3.6.0 web browser has been released. It offers a minimal graphical interface that does not distract from content viewing and a Vim-style navigation system built entirely on keyboard shortcuts. The code is written in Python using PyQt and Qt Web Engine. The source code is distributed under the GPLv3 license. Using Python does not impact website performance, as contact rendering and parsing is handled by the Blink engine and the Qt library. The browser supports a tabbed system, a download manager, private browsing mode, a built-in PDF viewer, an ad blocker, and a browsing history interface. An external video player can be configured to watch YouTube videos. A system of hints is available for quickly navigating to page elements, marking links and images. The non-profit Open3D Foundation has released Open3D Engine 25.10, an open-source 3D game engine suitable for developing modern AAA games and high-fidelity simulators capable of running in real-time and delivering cinematic quality performance. The code is written in C++ and published under the Apache 2.0 license. The engine includes an integrated game development environment, a multi-threaded photorealistic rendering system with support for Vulkan, Metal, and DirectX 12, an extensible 3D model editor, a character animation system, a prefab development system, a real-time physics simulation engine, and mathematical libraries using SIMD instructions. Game logic can be defined using a visual programming environment as well as Lua and Python. The project is designed from the ground up to be customizable and features a modular architecture. Several dozen modules are available, delivered as separate libraries suitable for replacement, integration into third-party projects, and standalone use. For example, thanks to its modularity, developers can replace the graphics renderer, sound system, language support, network stack, physics engine, and any other components. Ubuntu Unity team member Mike Adamitz put out a call for help on Ubuntu's discourse forum, explaining how both he and Rudra have been largely absent from the daily happenings of the project. Mike stepped away from around the 24.10 release for personal reasons, but has since returned. Rudra, meanwhile, has had less time since 25.04, presumably due to university-related commitments. The result? Bugs aren't getting fixed. Testing isn't happening. ISOs are being auto-generated with no one actually checking them. Ubuntu Unity didn't release a stable 25.10 version because of critical bugs. These same bugs hit anyone upgrading from 25.04 or trying to install Unity on other Ubuntu flavors. Here's the problem. Neither Mike nor Fusesteam, the other Ubuntu team member who has joined up in this revival, have the technical know-how to fix these issues. They don't have the technical skills it takes to be a maintainer, but they've dedicated to keeping Ubuntu Unity going. They are asking for help fixing bugs and bringing Unity back to working order like it was with 24.04. The goal is getting through at least the 26.04 LTS release. You've been listening to Full Circle Weekly News. For more details, see the next issue of the magazine at fullcirclemagazine.org or check the links in the show notes. You can contact me at bardmoss@pm.me. I'll see you next week.